Morning, everybody. It's Chris Robinson, Rob's Ag Marketing with today's pre-opening grain and livestock comments for Tuesday, the 28th. Well, a long time ago when I was a younger person, someone once told me if a market gets good news and sells off, that's not what you want to see. And we did that with corn here. Corn really hasn't sold off, but certainly it's only up a penny and a half despite the crop conditions dropping severely, historically, whatever, fill in the blanks. Mr. Market seems to have already factored this in. Novi Beans looks like it wants to go back down. There's a little gap there at 1204. We hit 1206 last night. It started out looked like we might get a recovery, but markets being what they're being, there's that gap from July 17th to 1204. Last night's low was 1206 and a quarter. Uh, this is why if you are trying to buy this dip in beans, you've got to keep your sell stops pretty tight because you can get run over. You know, we had another just about a how let's see, the trading range last night. Yeah, 12 and a half, 13 cents, and we're down a nickel. Wheat down 4.5. So a little bit of kind of buy the rumor, sell the fact. I don't know. When the market gets good news like that, the crop conditions dropped, and it doesn't really seem to care. That's to me is a red flag. So take it for what it is. Make sure that you're defending the meat that's on the bone. Corn at 475 is a lot better than corn at 425 last time I checked. Beans at 1208 is a lot better than beans at 1125, which is where we were back on June 30th. And we all know where wheat was back on June 30th. My goodness, down at 575, we're at 650. So again, protect what you can. We will see today if we're going to have another limit down day. We have expanded limits in feeder cattle. That's going to be 16 bucks. Fat cattle also lower yesterday, but most of this pressure is coming from the feeders. And if you look in the deferred fats as well, the market is probably over its skis here. But that now the same market. We were like, well, are we going to continue to rally, rally, rally? Looks like we've got some downside work to do before we really find some support. Lean hogs had a really good recovery and have sold off kind of in sympathy with the cattle. I'll be watching that today, guys. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing. I don't like the action in the beans, honestly. I was kind of hopeful we would get a bit of a bounce and recover, especially after 45, 50 cent break. I really can't blame the funds because the funds are long corn and beans, and I don't think that in 2 or 3 days they're going to try and flip and get short again. Although that is probably the underlying risk out there as well. Keep watching that. Crude oil's back under $80 a barrel. That's not helping the bull case for the grains either. All right, guys, this is Chris. Have a good day. Give me a call, 312-638-8868. All my levels, all the breakdowns, I do it every day when the market's closed. I spend about 2.5 hours doing charts, so you don't have to.